Hello everyone, my name is Joseph and welcome back to the POPSICLE KNIGHT channel. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. Please take a second to click the like button if you like this video or hit the thumbs down if you don't. Also, if you enjoy the contents of this channel, please subscribe if you haven't already. This video is sponsored by PTCGO the best place for you to get PTCGO code cards. Are you looking to complete your Pokemon card collection online for the latest set or get booster packs to use for trading online? PTCGO has everything you need. Please use my code KNIGHT22 at checkout so you can get a 5% discount. Help yourself out with the discount, and thank you for helping support the content I create in this channel and for helping out PTCGO. In today's video, we'll be taking a look at Morpeko from the Fusion Strike set. Morpeko is a basic single strike Pokemon with only 50 HP, 1 retreat cost, no weakness, and it is weak to grass. It only has 1 attack, Explosive Discontent. For just 1 dark type energy, this attack does 30 damage for each damage counter on this Pokemon. With its tiny 50 HP, normally this attack can only deal as much as 120 damage if it is down to its last HP. However, because it is a single strike Pokemon, it has access to a lot of buffs. First, we can use Abomasnow's Toughness Boost ability, which increases all of your single strike Pokemon's HP by 50 except for any Abomasnow, and combine that with a Cape of Toughness to increase Morpeko's HP by another 50 HP. That's a total of 150 HP. The increased HP will then allow you to put more damage counters on Morpeko, potentially increasing its damage output even further. So if Morpeko has 14 damage counters on it, it will deal 420 damage, which is way more than enough to knock out any Pokemon in the game. The challenge will be putting those damage counters on Morpeko. However, we can do that in a few ways. First, we will get the assistance of Houndoom with a Single Strike Roar ability. Once during your turn, you can search your deck for a Single Strike energy and attach it to one of your Single Strike Pokemon and put 2 damage counter on the Pokemon you attached it to. And since the Single Strike energy counts as a fighting or a dark energy, this not only fulfills the requirement for Morpeko's attack, but when you attach it with Houndoom, it will add the extra damage counters on Morpeko to increase its attack. The Single Strike energy will increase the attack of Morpeko by an additional 20 damage. And of course, I have a few Urn of Vitality to recover the Single Strike energy from the discard pile. Additionally, I'm mainly using the Old Cemetery Stadium to add additional 2 damage counters to our Pokemon each time we attach an energy from our hand. To accelerate additional energy from our hand though, I am using Cherim with the Spring Bloom ability, which allows you to attach as many grass energy from your hand to any of your Pokemon with no rule box on it. So combined with a few grass energies in the deck, we can accelerate energy to Morpeko just to give it additional damage counter while we have the Old Cemetery in play. So naturally, I have a few grass energies in this build, and I've added energy retrieval and ordinary rod for recovering these energies just in case. I'm also using Snorlax with the Gourmandize ability. While it ends your turn, if this Pokemon is in the active spot, you can draw cards until you have 7 in your hand. This will be our main consistency engine, and I've added the Quick Ball mainly to search for Snorlax early in the game. As for the other cards worth noting, I have 2 Switch and also 1 copy of Birdkeeper to draw 3 cards, but also to help with switching our Pokemon, especially Snorlax and Abomasnow have high retreat cost. Boss's Orders is actually really important in this build too, since Morpeko hits for big damage. You will want to target Multiprizers, and this will help you do that. I also have Marnie, Professor's Research, Skyla, which is good for searching out trainer cards, and Sonia, which allows you to get up to 2 basic energy cards or 2 basic Pokemon from the deck. The dual option for this card make it really good for setup. And finally, I added 1 copy of Capture Energy. When you attach it to one of your Pokemon, you can search your deck for a basic Pokemon and put it straight to your bench. And that's pretty much it. The deck list will be in the description below, but enough talk, let's see Morpeko destroy some expensive decks. Okay, going first. And we're going to start off with 2 Morpekos, 1 to go into the active, and we have a Cherim line to start. And Sonia's going to help us to get 2 other basic. We need the Houndoom line, we need the Abomasnow, and possibly Snorlax so that we can start drawing. We get a Houndour from the top deck, and I'm not going to waste my energies to attach, so I'm just going to probably pass here. And then we can evolve our Pokemon in the next turn. Probably get Houndour so I can start attacking with Morpeko. And we are up against the Mew VMAX deck, and they have a Mew V alternate art, which is insanely expensive in real life, and most probably in the trades online as well. I haven't actually looked at it, but yeah, the Mew VMAX build is like, I don't know, is it the BDF best deck in format? You let me know, but I think we can take on this Mew VMAX build I don't know how fast they can set up in this turn, but there goes the Genesect. They can probably get 3 other Genesects in this turn. But nope, they're just gonna get an energy with Mew from the deck. And let's see how we can set up here. Bro, we get a Professor's Research from the top deck. Let's get our Houndoom first. I'm hoping we get a Old Cemetery so we can increase its attack. I think we can knock out this Mew V actually in this turn. So let's accelerate Single Strike Energy, Professor's Research. There's the Old Cemetery and a few energies, another Morpeko. And that's gonna put 4 damage counter in this Morpeko. We're just gonna attack to deal 200 and 280 damage against this Mew V turn 2. So it's the hype reel, guys. Is Mew VMAX the BDAF really? Okay. That's crazy. And they have another Mew in the bench, and we have a boss order. We can actually boss it and just knock it out. But you know what? I'm gonna extend this game a little bit longer. I'm gonna put the Cape of Toughness on my Morpeko on the bench. Get a Cherrim with this level ball. So I can actually accelerate more energies and increase damage counter. I can even use my Skyla to get Cape of Toughness and just knock out this Genesect. But for now, let me just add damage counter on the one on the bench for now. Can spare that. And I think I'm just gonna Marnie. I'm gonna give my opponent a second chance to set up here. Hopefully. Let's see how well our opponent can set up a little bit faster. And see if we can still beat him. So, let me retreat and go into Snorlax. So I can draw into more cards. Just gonna go on my dice here for 3. Okay, we got Cape of Toughness, which is good. I can also use Professor's Research to get more. Yeah, we can switch back into Morpeko, and then can go from there. Okay, here's the Genesect line. There's another Mew in the bench. Evolution Incense, probably evolve into a Mew VMAX. That's right. I don't know what their win condition here is, because we are just hitting for weakness. Even if they use Genesect to attack, we're just dealing so much damage that we can just knock out 2 Genesect and still win this game. And they're just gonna pass. Nothing much they can do here. So what I'm gonna do is just attach this Cape of Toughness. Let's see. We need to get Snorlax out of the active if we are going to attack. Let me go ahead and energize this, because it has a lot of damage counters on it already. Just gonna Marnie so I don't have to discard all of my hand. We get another boss, which we can actually boss that Mew VMAX at this point. But what I could do is just knock out this Genesect V, Explosive Discontent for 200 damage, knocking it out, giving us 2 prizes. And that's gonna be it. If they don't shuffle our hand here, we can just, or they could just go into the active and try to knock us out, but we will just retaliate with another Morpeko and knock them out for the win. Man, this Morpeko is just insane. Is Mew VMAX, the hype for Mew VMAX, real, guys? Is it too? It's too expensive. Man, if I win here, man, you should get your money back, bro. It's fun to play, but I don't know. Is it really? Is it really? Or maybe Morpeko is the new BDIF. I think Morpeko is the new BDIF. Okay, I'm just gonna say this. Popsicle Knight's BDIF is Morpeko. That's it. I've said it. I've said it. But yeah, it doesn't matter what they do here. They can't knock out 3 Morpekos at the same time. So even if they knock out the one in the active, we could just switch the other one and knock out this Mew VMAX for the win. Yep, so that's what I'm gonna do. Just gotta put this in the active. Old Cemetery is still active. We don't even need a Abomasnow to add HP to our Morpeko. So I'm just gonna add another Single Strike Energy, another damage counter, Explosive Discontent for 560 damage against this Mew VMAX, bro. Get your monies back. You should get Morpeko instead. Alright, I'm going first. Okay, and I think Morpeko is going to go into the active. I think that's the obvious choice. I have the Charm Line and also Abomasnow to add HP to my Morpeko. We have Evolution Incense. Probably get my Abomasnow on my second turn. And I get another Morpeko from our top deck. And we're up against a Kyogre Celebrations card. You know what? Since the discovery of how powerful this Kyogre is, it's... I think a lot of players are playing too much of it in the ladder right now. To be honest with you, every other game that I play is like a Kyogre deck. It's it's kind of annoying. You know, creativity of the players nowadays just I don't know. It's nice. It's a good deck. I gotta admit. But if you play against it too much, the game just kind of gets boring because you just play with the same deck over and over again. And you know what though? I'll consider this as a challenge because Morpeko, we have a lot of weak Pokemon in our deck, and Kyogre can definitely just wipe them out in just a few turns, getting 2 prizes every turn. But I actually have a strategy for the Kyogre decks, especially if they don't use Groudon to pair it with. So if you can just set up your active and attack with it, I think we could actually win this game. I'm just gonna use Professor's Research here. Okay, we get the Old Cemetery, which we can start adding damage counter on our active. We also have Cape of Toughness to add HP. And Snorlax. Let me put this to start adding damage counter on my Morpeko, which allows us to retreat into Snorlax as well. And I'm just gonna Gormandize. So with this setup, we have 3 Morpekos in the bench, which is good because even if they use Kyogre, we still have 1 extra attacker that we can set up. And we do need that energy to attack. We have Single Strike Energy, which is great. We have Skylet to get our Snorlax out of the active. And we can actually start attacking this Kyogre, their Kyogre, as early as next turn. So they have 2 options to attack with Kyogre. They can either just attack the active for enough damage that will knock out our Morpekos. But if they attack the active, that means we have other Morpekos to switch into. So I think their best option really is to attack the bench first. But when they do that, the active will then be free to attack their active, and the cycle will continue. If they spare the bench, we will have the active to knock out their active. So they're gonna attack our bench, but it depends on which one they're gonna target. Okay, they're just gonna target my Snorlax and Abomasnow, which is fine because we only need so much damage counter on Morpeko and still be able to knock out their Kyogre. Anyways, we have Cape of Toughness, which we can actually use to deal enough damage. So let me attach this so that we can start attacking with Morpeko, but we still need 1 damage counter on the active because we're only dealing 120 damage with 40. Oh no, actually we're good because we are using the Single Strike Energy, which increases the damage to our attack. So we can actually knock out this Kyogre at this point. So let me use Marnie. Okay, we're gonna get another Cape of Toughness that can go to one of our other Morpekos. And we drew into another Single Strike Energy. Let me just knock out their active for 140 damage, getting us our first prize. So we, you know, with 4 damage counter on Morpeko, we're actually good with knocking out their Kyogres. And again, their build don't usually... Kyogre decks don't usually use recovery cards. So once we knock out their Kyogre, that's it. All their attackers are gonna be gone, and potentially we could just win the game. And one of the things with Kyogre 2 is that it takes about 2 turns for them to energize their Kyogre, because they'll need to use Cryogonal's attack before they can energize Kyogre, because Kyogre requires a lot of energy. But they're just gonna hit our bench here. That will get them 2 more prizes, and all they really need to do is just attack with Aqua Storm 1 more time, knock out 2 of our bench Pokemon, and just win the game. And yeah, again, the Kyogre build is annoying, but it is pretty effective. Very quick, very fast. It's little wonder why a lot of players do use that build. I could just knock out the active, but if I do that, you know what? Let me use Skyla. I can actually get my last boss's orders from the deck, and that's gonna set us up for our next turn. Knock out this one in the active. So if they decide to use Cryogonal on their turn, here we got a quick ball. If they use Cryogonal on this turn, we could just boss their Cryogonal, knock it out, and that will force them to use their Volcarona V. They only get 1 prize for that, but we can set up our other Morpeko, and we can potentially knock out their Volcarona V, actually. Okay, there it is. They're just going to energize, but we're all set up here. As long as we can get rid of that Kyogre, we should be fine, because Volcarona can only target our active. That's going to get them 1 prize, and we get 1 more turn after that. So we survive another turn. So the sequence will be knockout Kyogre in the next turn. But all that energy is going to go in the discard pile, so their Volcarona will do a lot of damage. But that's okay. And we can get rid of their Volcarona after that, and they won't have any other attacker. Let me use Single Strike Roar so that I can add more attack to this. Let me get their Kyogre, and you know what? I probably should have just put that on the one on the bench, but that's fine. I don't have a choice here. I'll just have to knock this guy out, because with the 2 damage counter on the bench, it won't be enough to knock it out. But we get a Grass Energy, which is good. That's an extra damage counter, and we can also accelerate with Houndoom for an extra 2. So with 6 damage counter on our Morpeko, we can actually knock out this Volcarona V. So everything is fine. Everything is fine. They're gonna get another Kyogre from, that's their last Kyogre from the deck. But again, that requires 2 turns for them to attack with. So with this Volcarona V, they'll attack, knock out our Morpeko, but that's fine. We knock out their Volcarona. We get 2 prizes. They get another turn to energize their Kyogre, but that's gonna be game, because we will just attack their Cryogonal for the win. Yeah, that's the sequence. We should have this game in the bag. So 6 damage counters on Morpeko, dealing 220 damage, knocking out their Volcarona V, getting us 2 prizes. We get another Cape of Toughness so that we can potentially set up our other Morpeko. But that's gonna be game. This is yeah. We basically win this game already. All they have, even if they energize, we're just gonna knock out their Cryogonal, whatever, and then we win the game. There it is. We've beat one of the most annoying builds or deck in the ladder right now. I think I'm gonna showcase this, because I just really don't like going against this deck build, because there's just, I don't know, a lot of players just use it, so might as well showcase it. How Morpeko beat the Kyogre deck, and I guess you can learn from the principle of this. With the right sequencing, you should be able to beat the Kyogre decks. There it is. Our opponent scoop. GG's. Okay, looks like we're gonna have to mulligan here. Okay, Morpeko goes into the active. We have the Houndoom line and a Cherrim line as well. So Morpeko can actually attack as early as next turn, yeah? Well, since our opponent's going first, we won't be able to attack on our first turn. So our opponent has a Zigzagoon in the active, Snom on the bench, and they're gonna give it to us. Okay, we get another Morpeko from our top deck. We can't evolve anyone yet, so I'm just gonna pass it back to my opponent. Bird Keeper. Alright, so they're gonna draw into more cards, switch into Snom. There it is. It is an Inteleon VMAX build. Okay, so this could be a challenge because they can definitely snipe our bench, which is, you know, it's a little worrisome because we do need more HP to our Morpeko. Let me start setting up my active. I can actually knock out this Snom for our first prize, dealing 80 damage. And we got a Snover. We'll need that to increase our HP, especially in the bench, because if they evolve into Inteleon VMAX, they can do a lot of damage to our bench. 60 damage. So let's see how this goes. Unfortunately, we can't set up Abomasnow right away, because if we can just add a few more damage counter, we can actually knock out this Inteleon V. But they're gonna snipe my Cherrim. Okay. We get Marnie from the top deck, which we actually needed. Let me Spring Bloom 1 energy. Hopefully we get another grass energy so we can retreat this Cherrim. We don't get it. We have Cape of Toughness. At least I can preserve this one. So we should have enough HP to survive an attack from Inteleon V or VMAX. Let me set up another Morpeko. And Single Strike Roar. I'm just gonna pass, because if I Single Strike Roar any of my other ones, they can just knock it out with that 40 damage snipe, which I don't want to happen because they're just gonna get prizes left and right. Our Charm's gonna get knocked out probably, but that's okay. We can try setting up another one, but we should be fine. Yeah, Cherrim is actually really good. I started this build with a lot of grass energy and just dumping a lot of grass energy to a Morpeko, and can just easily one-hit KO any Pokemon in the game. But consistency wise, it wasn't practical, so I just added Cherrim here to add that extra damage counter to be put onto Morpeko, because Houndoom can only do the Single Strike Roar once per turn for each one of them. Still has 70 HP. We should still be able to survive an attack here. And they're gonna attack Morpeko, but they couldn't knock it out. And we can actually deal a lot of damage. And we also have Abomasnow, so we can actually add more damage counter on our active, which I will do that with the Single Strike Roar. Here it is. I think we can actually knock this guy out. Explosive Discontent, 370. Dude. Our opponent probably didn't expect that. We just one-hit KO this Inteleon VMAX. And that's gonna be it. They don't have any other attacker. We have 2 boss on hand, and we can gatekeep our opponent from this point on. Even if they put an Inteleon V, or if for some miracle they can evolve an Inteleon VMAX, we could just boss it and knock it out with 1 hit. At this point, Morpeko is an unstoppable force. There is no immovable object here to go against Morpeko. That's it. They can knock it out, maybe do some chip damage, but we can just set up another Morpeko. And they don't have any. They don't have Frostmoth either to accelerate water energy to their other attackers. But we'll see. They are gonna Marnie my boss, so that could earn them a few more turns. But yeah, all we need to do is knock out 2 more of their single prize Pokemon. That's gonna win us the game. There's the Frostmoth. They can try attacking with the Suicune, but no, they're just gonna pass. That's okay. All right, let me start setting up my other Morpeko, just in case they knock out the one. You know what? Let me switch. I can reserve this one. I can put the Cape of Toughness there, put there, and let me just retreat. You know what? We have Urn of Vitality. I'm just gonna knock out this Zigzagoon for 370 damage, getting us another prize. And that's it. If they can't knock out the one in the active, which is, it's actually really, it's fine. Because we have Professor's Research, we have Urn of Vitality, we can accelerate another energy with Houndoom, and anything that comes into the active, we will just knock out with Morpeko. Insane, dude. It's explosive. There it is. The scoop. Good game. Okay, we're gonna start off with a Cherubi here. This is not a good start, but we're gonna go with it. At least we have Marnie. I just hope they don't donk us on their turn. Okay, they have Fire Energy, Dragon, and Grass. Okay. I might have to use the Cape of Toughness to keep this Cherubi alive. We get, alright, we get a Snover, well, that's good. So then, oh, can you imagine getting killed with this Victini? Because we're all weak. But that's fine, I'm just gonna pass. We have Snover anyway, so even if they knock out our Cherubi, we're still gonna be in this game. But thankfully there's no Welder in the standard format right now. Otherwise, they could have attacked in their very first turn. And they're using Regidrago as their main attacker, I suppose. I'm guessing Victini V is there because they are using fire energies anyways. Might as well put a fire element to their build. Alright, I respect that. Alright, they're gonna use Gossifleur to add more Pokemon on their bench. Okay, nice. Let's see. I can use Skyla, but I think I'm just gonna use Marnie instead. That will put everything in the bottom, and then we get a fresh new hand, which is, ooh, we actually get really good cards. So we can evolve into Abomasnow. That's great. Can use Quick Ball, get rid of this, we can recover that. Get a Snorlax, and we have a switch. We can use Gormandite so that we can draw into 6 extra cards. And we desperately need that because we still need to set up further here. We get a Houndour, Quick Ball for Morpeko. I'm thinking probably use Professor's Research, we can draw into more cards. But we have to really think about this because if we use Professor's Research, that means we're gonna discard Boss's Order and also Bird Keeper. So the thing is with our opponent, they're using Regidrago, but they don't have the Charm line, which most Regidrago builds actually have because it accelerates energy really quickly. let me use a quick ball for now and get my Morpeko. Alright, just in case, I'm just gonna put 1 energy on Morpeko so we can attack with it. And I'm gonna have to Professor's research here. We need more stuff. Alright, let me use Evolution Incense and let me get Houndoom. Oh, I already have Houndoom. Okay. That was a mistake, but that's fine. We just Gormandize for 1. We have to get Snorlax out of the active, but we also need Old Cemetery so we can start adding damage counter on Morpeko. And we need to evolve into Houndoom so that we can get that extra damage counter. But we can use Skyla so that we can get the Old Cemetery. But they're gonna use Avery. That limits our bench size. We need Abomasnow and also Houndoom. So I think Cherubi and one of the Morpekos are the best options to remove here. Wonder if I can use Avery in this build too. But you know, I think the main strategy really for this Morpeko is just to attack with a lot of damage and do it as soon as possible. So I don't think Avery will be a good fit for this build. They're going to evolve into Eldegoss, and that's what they're going to use to energize their Pokemon. Not with Cherum, but with Eldegoss. They're going to fill their bench with a lot of grass energies. And all you need to do is put fire energies on their other Pokemon to do a lot of damage. Okay, so that's a pretty cool combo. So I'm gonna evolve into Houndoom here. Then use Skyla. Yeah, I'm just gonna get my Old Cemetery. I think that's what we need here. We can also use the Capture Energy to get another Morpeko in play. And that's also going to add 2 damage counter on that Morpeko. And then I'm thinking of using Houndoom to set up the other one so I can start attacking as well. I'm still reserving this Urn of Vitality. I'm not going to use it until we have at least 2 in the discard pile. I'm just going to Gormandize here for 2. Okay, we get a Sonia and Cape of Toughness, which will add extra HP to our Morpeko, which is great. So right now it's dealing 80 damage to our opponent. Okay, at least, you know, at least the Old Cemetery is actually helping put damage counter on our opponent. As of right now, it has 110 HP. With the 2 damage counter on our Morpeko, it's not gonna be enough to knock out Regidrago. But I think it's time to start attacking. And we have another Cape of Toughness, so we can attach it to both of our attackers. Let's see, I can probably use Sonia just to thin out the deck. We can get another Houndour set up here, and also Snorlax. And then okay, yeah. And then I'm just gonna attack. You know what? Let me accelerate another energy because there's no point in leaving this Regidrago alive, I guess. So let's just knock it out because 80 damage is not gonna knock it out. We need 110 damage to knock it out. So that extra acceleration helps to knock out the Regidrago. That's 1 less attacker on our opponent's side. But we get a Professor's Research from the prize. But that's gonna be it's gonna be a dangerous move if we use that, because if we discard all of the urn, there's no way for us to recover our energies. We just evolve Houndoom, and I'm just gonna hold on. Let me use Skyla first. And what else can we get here? You just get another Cape of Toughness, I guess. And yeah, just gonna knock out this Zygarde for 250 damage. Alright, so with the XP share, they transfer all that energy. We get a grass energy, great. So this is what I call a Pokemon game, man. I'm telling you. The one prize exchange between the players is what makes it great, you know? Not that 2-3 moves, because if you knock out 2 VMAX and then you just win the game, you know? Does that make sense? But I enjoy games like this where it's like a fair match. You don't win as easily by knocking out like VMAXs. Now we can use our Earn. We can recover 2 of the single strike energies, and we can accelerate it with Houndoom, and that should be enough damage so that we can knock out this Regidrago. Use Ordinary Rod so that I can recover another Morpeko. You know what? I should probably just get 2 Morpekos, but let me get Cherubi. I might need that for Victini. Let me recover 1 grass energy as well, because we need we might need to accelerate energy really quickly. But for now, let me just knock out this Regidrago for 140 damage. Wow, they're just transferring a lot of energy to that Victini V. That's going to increase its attack, actually. But as of right now, we don't have another Morpeko to attack, so that's not good. Victini V will be hitting for a lot of damage, especially it depends on how many energies are attached on both active Pokemon. So our active definitely will not survive. They're gonna Marnie, and I actually appreciate that because our hand is looking terrible. We need another Morpeko so we can set it up. There's one. All right, cool, and a Sonia also, so we can get more Morpekos if we need it. And they're also using Flapple, which depends on how many Pokemon your opponent has abilities in play. 180 damage to our Morpeko. Let me just switch into Snorlax. I have Switch anyways, so that's good. And let's set up Morpeko and the Cherim line. And I'm just gonna Gormandize here. They have 3 prizes to go, but we can get ahead with if we are able to knock out this Victini V. So our game plan here is to... we have Cape of Toughness. We can put that on Morpeko. Accelerate with the Houndooms. And we have Cherim. Alright, they're not gonna knock out Snorlax because it doesn't have energy. That's great. So I'm gonna evolve into Cherim. And 100 HP. I mean, with Cape of Toughness, 150. Should be able to stack up enough damage on Morpeko so that we can knock out this Victini. So I'm just gonna get 2 grass energies. And then I'm gonna Spring Bloom to my Morpeko for an extra 4 damage counter. Switch this into the active. Then I'm just gonna Explosive Discontent for 200 damage, knocking out this Victini V for 2 prizes. And we get a boss. Okay. Alright. Dude, our bench is filled with Pokemon with abilities, so their Flapple is going to knock out our Morpeko. 250 damage. Insane. Insane. So now how are we gonna win this? Let me put Snorlax in the active. We have too many Old Cemetery, and we don't have any more Morpeko, and we don't have any recovery cards. Dude, did we just lose the game? Oh my gosh. Let me just use get Cherim, I guess. Thin out my I don't know what to do here now. Yeah, our rod is right there. No other way to recover Morpekos. But I think one is prized because I didn't see any other Morpeko. We have 4 in the deck. Dude, did we just lose this game? We ran out of attackers. I don't know what to do. Okay, they're gonna switch into Cherubi. Oh, you know what? Here, since Flapple doesn't have a lot of HP, we can actually attack with this Abomasnow. Insane! I've never used Abomasnow to attack before. We can use Rare Energy Retrieval to get 2 grass energies, use Cherrim to put these grass energies on Abomasnow. And we can use Houndoom to accelerate 1 extra energy to increase attack. Dude, that was oh my god, that was a close game. Mega Punch for the win. MVP, man. Abomasnow. Well, Morpeko is hangry again. This picture shows just how powerful its butt tackle can be. So powerful, in fact, that it can knock out any Pokemon in the game. You just have to put damage counters on it. But thanks to Houndoom and the Single Strike Energy, Cherrim and the Old Cemetery, we can easily add damage counters on Morpeko, and Abomasnow and the Cape of Toughness to increase HP further, assisting to the strength and bulk of Morpeko. Overall though, I have to admit, setup is a bit slow since we do have a bunch of Pokemon to evolve into Stage 1, so there is a bit of consistency issue with this build. One other weakness to this build is that it consists of a lot of low HP Pokemon, so bench hitters might just be able to gatekeep your early setup if your opponent sets up their attacker faster than you. When you do get to set up all the elements in play though, this Morpeko build is explosive and it is a powerhouse. It truly is very enjoyable to play. And that's it for the video. If you enjoyed this video, please smash the like button, let me know in the comments below what you think of this build and the gameplay, and please subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching the Popsicle Knight channel, and as always, stay safe and have a great day.